Guys, I Positive Vibe family, you are welcome to my channel. On today's episode, I'm going to be sharing something with you that I've learned in my journey of life. You know, just like what I always say, that experience is not always the best teacher in all circumstances, because people die through experience and people go into depression through experience and a whole lot of things, guys. And life is in stages. Life is in stages, you know, you go from one stage to another stage to another stage. And the things that have happened to me maybe like 10 years ago, and if they happen to me now, it's not the way I will respond to those things now. It's not the way I respond to those things 10 years ago. I will respond to it now. Why? Because my mindset have changed, my mindset have improved, my thinking processes, my perspective about life has improved. And same with now, the things I've experienced now, if I'm to experience them in another 5 or 10 years, I might respond to them in another form. So that's how life goes. But there are people that don't change anyways, but that's not the topic of today. So guys, that brings me to the discussion of today. Never say never. You know, I've said this, what I want to say, and I've said this several times in my video, guys. You know, while I was still back then in Nigeria, I don't wear wigs. I only just anything that has to go into my hair, any hair that I have to fix, it has to be fixed with thread on my hair, on my scalp, yeah, or maybe it's braided. It can't be wig. It cannot just be wig, because I just have some certain perspective, some certain mindset about wig, you know, why I just have some certain mindset, some certain perspective. I just have this belief that, oh, if I wear wig, something might just take it off. Maybe I'm walking on the road or I'm just with my friend and they just mistakenly drag it down, you know. So I just have that kind of mindset that, oh, that is the reason why I don't wear wig. You know, when I see people wear wigs on their hair, it's kind of strange to me. I was like, how are they coping? You know, what if something just happened? You know, that was just my mindset generally, you know, until I relocated, came to Italy, and I was having issues with different kind of stylists. When they make my hair, I just look like somebody I don't know. So to cut the whole story short, I got wig as a gift from my sister. She didn't tell me she was getting me a wig, you know. I just, the delivering guy just came, I opened it, it was a wig from her, and I shouted, guys. So I wore the wig for the first time. I was like, God, can life be this easy? You know, I don't need to fix anything, I just wear it. I was like, oh, that was how I fall in love with wearing wigs. You know, that just changed my mindset. And I am someone that I've said in my life that no, wig is not for me. I can never wear wig, you know. But as time goes on, my mindset, my perspective, I'll call it orientation, everything just changed towards wig. And now I don't even think I can even sew in my hair, you know, because of the stress. So guys, well, that brings me to the topic of today, that someone should never say never. Oh, I cannot do this, or because some certain things don't affect you, you just think, oh, why are these people doing like this? I can never do that. You know, maybe after some time, 3 years time, 2 years time, 10 years time, you find yourself doing that kind of thing. There are people that will say, oh, I can never marry this kind of person. At the end of the day, they marry someone like that. Someone will say, oh, I can never marry a man that is not too tall. I can only marry a man that is very tall. And at the end of the day, they end up with a man that they are taller than, you know. But life changes, things happen. You know, I remember a few years ago where people used to talk down on IVF. You know, people say, oh, you are helping God to have a child. Oh, this, oh, that. The children that is being given birth to through IVF are not real children. You know, people just have some certain kind of perception, reasoning towards IVF, until the person in question start looking for a child, can't conceive, and IVF becomes the only option. And the person will just find out that IVF rescues, as in, is the only rescue for the person's life. So there are some things that we shouldn't talk down on because we've not experienced. Yeah, there are some certain things we should also there are some certain things that are obviously wrong, that you ought not to do. You know, there are some things that maybe probably drinking, you know, someone like me, I know, drinking alcohol, drinking too much, smoking and all those things is dangerous to my health. I understand those kind of things, but there are some things that are generally, just like the instance I gave about wig now, that I just have some certain belief about it. So there are things like that that you should never say never, because what you think that you might not do, you might not be doing now, you might find yourself doing it in the next 10 years, in the next 15 years. You know, just like I said no, I was never going to find myself in in a distance relationship. I told myself several times, and at the end of the day, I end up doing distance relationship. I end up doing distance relationship while dating. I end up doing distance relationship in marriage for so many years. You know, so there are some things that as we grow, we begin to understand life. We begin, just like I said in the beginning of the video, that life is in stages, and there are things that we don't plan for. Just like I didn't plan for a long-term relationship, but I ended up there because God just have a way of doing his things. So, you know, we shouldn't condemn ourselves because we said we're not going to be doing those things and we'll find ourselves doing it. No, if we just accept change, life revolves, you know, things happens and things just happen. You know, we just make an opportunity with every stages that we are in, every point that we find ourselves, and we make the best part of our present. You know, that's what life is all about. So never say never, because what you say you were not going to do, you might find yourself doing it. You might say, oh, I can never marry a man who was married before, and at the end of the day you will have like 6 children for that same man. You didn't plan for it, but life happens. So never say never, and life has just taught me that. And guys, I felt I should share it with you guys, with you family members today. If you were someone that said, oh, I was never going to do this, that, XYZ, and you ended up doing it, guys, that is what life is all about. Life is all about change, and life is all about new things. Life is all about making the best opportunity of your present and where you are now. I also, when I was thinking about this topic, I was like, what will someone actually learn from this? But guys, it is what it is, and I hope you learned something from this topic. I hope you learned 1 or 2 things from it. Please, let's share with me on the comment section things that you said you were never going to do and you find yourself doing it. Thank you so much, guys, for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.